and thanks for watching. If you are one of those who want to know a little bit more detail on what I did, why I did it, and all the things I learned along the way, stick around because this next bonus bit was designed for you. Welcome back to another completed project. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Katie. I've actually never introduced myself in any of the other videos for whatever reason. So some of you may know me as Mend and Trend, but my name is Katie. You can call me Katie. Every month I complete 3 projects and take you along the way and videotape it from start to finish. And then at the very end of each video, I will do a bonus bit describing what exactly went on, the details of the how-tos and what I learned, because I'm not a professional and I'm still learning. And then I just kind of walk you through that. I got this blue dresser set on, you guessed it, Facebook Marketplace. I originally saw it listed for, I think, what was it, $300 or $400, but it was just a little pricey for me because, again, they were painted blue and I wasn't sure what was underneath the paint. So I like to lowball those kinds of things. And I offered her $200. She said no, it didn't sell. So I offered her $150 and it did sell for $150 because I was able to pick it up that day. It has been a very long time since I bought a painted piece of furniture because the last painted piece of furniture I bought was just a horrendous experience. There was white paint in every nook and cranny. Also, I was not as well versed in flipping furniture and restoring wood, so I was really not equipped to get all that paint out and make it look good. This time around, I feel like I've redeemed myself. I think I know what to do, and I decided to give it a go. I wasn't 100% sure if underneath the blue paint was going to be a wood veneer on top, but I was like 99% sure because I looked up the dresser set and the ones that I found online did not have a laminate piece on top. So I was very hopeful. Before I started filming, I literally would start a project the second I got home. I just couldn't wait. I was like a little kid in a candy store. But now that I'm filming, I have to take a second to think about setting up the shot, making sure there's enough lighting, making sure I'm keeping you guys in mind. And so I have to be a little bit more patient, which I kind of like because it gives me time to have a game plan and not just rush into something. I've seen enough videos online of people stripping painted pieces of furniture where this was going to be a very fun, bubbly, but smelly, gross experience. I tried to get the sounds on footage as much as I could, but the bubbling and the cracking and it was very satisfying. I have seen online many videos about using cling wrap, plastic wrap, however you describe it, over on top of the furniture to prevent it from drying out, because if you've never used stripper before, it applies on very easily and wet, but if you're not scraping it off instantly, it dries out and it's actually very hard to get off. So you want to keep it kind of moist. I was willing to try that, and so I did it, but I don't really feel like it made that big of a difference. What I like to do is I will apply the stripper everywhere, and then as I'm about to scrape off, I will apply another layer of stripper, just like a light layer of stripper over it to kind of wetten it up again. And I feel like that works just the same, and it saves you on cling wrap. I don't know, I'll try the cling wrap thing again. Maybe it works for other people, but I didn't see a huge difference. The paint on the furniture came off very easily. There was even a bonus green underneath the blue, and that came off. It just needed another layer immediately after to kind of get up some of those chunks of paint that didn't come off the first go, and then it came off pretty easily. I live in Michigan, and right now it's February and absolutely freezing. There's no working outside with anything that involves chemicals or stain or sealing, or it's just not going to be a good finish. So I bring all the furniture inside to my husband's office. It works out because it has a ton of windows and it doesn't have ductwork into the main house, so none of the chemical smells go in there. Obviously I have to keep the door shut and make sure there's lots of air flowing. But with a dresser set and I think it's a 10 by 12 room, I had to piece out the furniture one at a time. You just got to make it work in the winter. I mean, once it's spring, I can have like 6 dressers lined up, no big deal. I probably wouldn't do that, but I could because of the space and the beautiful weather. Gosh, I cannot wait for the beautiful weather. but it's okay, winter's fun. After I applied the chemical stripper, I used mineral spirits to scrape off any excess, and then I went ahead and tried for the second time linseed oil and acetone mixture. The last time I did it, I didn't feel like it did anything. Maybe I used a little bit too much linseed oil, or maybe the finish on there was just really on it. But this time around, I think because it was already compromised from the stripper, the linseed oil and the stripper worked very well. In my experience with using acetone, it does dry out the wood pretty quickly. I don't know if that negatively affects the wood, but I also don't like the idea of drying out beautiful wood. So it was recently recommended to me to use linseed oil and acetone mixed. I think it was like a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 parts acetone, 1 part linseed oil. That's the one I tried on the other piece, and it didn't seem like it was doing much. So I probably did 4-part acetone and 1 part linseed oil, just to give it that extra moisture and let it dry out so quickly. This worked really well, and it actually gave me a chance to see how beautiful the wood is going to look as it's moisturized. And the wood grain underneath the paint was to die for. I mean, obviously this furniture was in great shape before it was painted by someone, but I was happy to see that there was no gouges or scratches. I think there was like maybe some minor spots here and there, but overall both the dressers were in amazing shape. Unfortunately, the inner parts of the dresser were also painted, and those were the absolute worst to get the paint out. It was tons of scrubbing and wiping and scrubbing and wiping and sanding and scraping, and it just was the most tedious part of the project. But it had to be done, so it gets done when it gets done. I know what you're asking yourself. Did she get every piece of blue out of this dresser? And the answer is no. I probably had 98% of it gone. There was small hints of blues in certain areas that were just so embedded in the wood grain, mainly the inner parts, praise God, not the top and the sides, but like the inner base. Those were a little bit hard to get the blue out because it was like so embedded into the wood grain. No matter how much I sanded, no matter how much I chemically stripped or used acetone, it did have a hint of blue. So I did my best to get almost all of it out. I don't think anyone who buys this set is going to notice, but again, it's part of the history. Overall though, I was very surprised at how much I actually did get out, because you really just don't know if they sanded the piece first then applied the paint, which would imply that the paint is in the wood grain. But honestly, they just slapped it on top of the already finished dresser, and that helped so much because it didn't get into the wood grain. The only parts I used gel stain on were the legs and the inner drawer parts that were part of the base. Everything else did not seem to need any gel stain because the color of just the clear coat was so beautiful. However, what you didn't see footaged was as I was piecing everything together, I was nearing the finish line. It did look like the drawers were a little bit lighter than the gel stain that I applied to the legs and the inner parts of the drawers. So all it needed was just a very quick freshen up of gel stain on top of the drawer fronts to blend everything together, and it looked a lot more cohesive. It was such a spur of the moment decision that I didn't catch it on film, but as you can see, it looks very cohesive now. So altogether, this project did take me 12 days. That's with letting things dry, taking my time and not rushing the process, and I was very happy with the pace and the turnout of this project. When I took these dressers outside and saw it outside for the very first time, I don't know what it was about the sunlight that day. It was sunny and 40 in February, and it just looked so beautiful. Every time I just get so tunnel focused on a project that I don't even really take a second to dial back and look at all that I have done until the very end. And I was just very proud of myself. I'm proud that I stuck it out. I'm proud that I didn't give up and I didn't try to do the quick way out. Obviously, I'm not perfect. There's people who would have done a lot more extensive work than I would, but I'm learning to take my time and to do the hard work, and that it will pay off in the end, and it did. Because I have so much furniture in my garage right now, honestly, I'm not posting it for that much. I will be selling this one for, I'm hoping for at least 1,000, which I think for real wood, walnut, refinished, ready to go is an absolute bargain, but it just depends on who's looking. But I typically try to price things to sell very quickly. There's something about hands-on learning that just has more value than money. There's going to be times where you do a lot of hard work behind the scenes where no one's around and it's not going to equate to money, but what you can do with what you learn can make you more money along the road. What we like to say in our household is if you're faithful in the little things, you will be faithful in the big things. And those are the moments where I want to just learn and not worry about the profit and the quickness of it, and just try to use it as an opportunity to grow. As risky as this bold blue, beautiful dresser set was, it really paid off, and I was so happy with the results. It turned out to be so classy and sleek and beautiful, and something that I think will be timeless for the next generation. If you've made it all the way to the end of this video, you clearly like this kind of content just like me, so like and subscribe. I will be posting 3 times a month, as well as some shorts and reels along the way, and I'll see you next time. Hello, and why am I yelling? Hello, and thanks. Why am I yelling? Why am I yelling?